Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Instant Insights podcast, a global data strategic intelligence. We track over 100 tech, industry, ESG, and macro themes impacting all major sectors. I'm your host, Martina Raveni, and today I'm joined by three of our strategic intelligence analysts, Jordan Strzelecki, Nilesh Raghoo, and Valentina Aparicio, to discuss augmented reality and its use cases in the mining and construction sectors. So I will start with you, Jordan, today. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Good to be joining the podcast.
Thank you, thank you. At the beginning of this year, you published the Augmented Reality Report. Can you, just to start off the episode, can you give us a brief refresher on what augmented reality is and how it differs from virtual reality?
Sure. At Global Data, we define augmented reality as a technology that allows users to see the real world overlaid with digital data, whereas virtual reality is a technology that simply immerses users in an entirely artificial world, which can have the illusion of reality. You may have seen the term mixed reality crop up. This simply refers to devices with both augmented reality and virtual reality capabilities. And then there's another term that you might have seen crop up, which is extended reality. This is generally a marketing term, but it's effectively an umbrella concept for all three of the technologies we've just mentioned.
And where the AR market in general currently stands, like what devices are we talking about? Which one of those matter?
Sure. Well, today there's really three main devices that users access AR applications through. These are smartphones, AR smart glasses, and AR or MR headsets. So some are targeted at enterprises, some are consumers, and some target both. If we just look at each of the devices, so in terms of smartphones, these are really the primary device for engaging with AR today, given just how many people have them. So smartphones are getting more powerful, which is paving the way for more advanced AR experiences. You might be thinking, what is an example of how people would use AR on a smartphone? Well, maybe an obvious one, at least for our younger listeners, is Snapchat lenses, which rely on a combination of technologies, including AR. So Snap said a couple of years back that over 250 million people were engaging with lenses every day, and that gives you really an idea of the scope of AR's use. Now, if we look at AR smart glasses and AR headsets, both these devices have traditionally seen lots and lots of hype, but often end up disappointing and being sold poorly. And that's due to a number of factors, a key one being just the technology hasn't really been ready. That said, AR smart glasses are now at least starting to gain a bit of traction, as is the broader smart glasses market. So they're already used by some enterprises for hands-free assistance and remote collaboration through specialist providers like Vuzix and RealWear. But we're seeing a new wave of consumer-focused AR smart glasses enter the market, which are powered by large language models from major tech companies, so OpenAI and Alibaba, for example. And these AI assistants really remain relatively basic, but support wider functions. For example, answering natural language queries. Rocket and Xreal, two Chinese startups, are a couple of the key players in the space today. And we also have new devices upcoming from major tech companies, for example, Snap and Meta.
Can we say that with the advent of AI, the AR area increased?
Well, it's hard to tell what the impact actually is of the integration of AI features in all products actually across the AI industry, including wearables such as AR smart glasses. But I think it's definitely driving some kind of commercial traction. But yeah, it's really hard to measure at this stage.
Sure, also because yeah, this segment seems to struggle a bit in general. Maybe they're costly or they have strange designs.
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of AR or MR headsets, yeah, this segment is really still struggling. Yeah, high cost, bulky designs, and really a lack of compelling content has limited adoption. So Apple's Vision Pro springs to mind. That was released a couple of years back now, 2024, and was generally considered a flop for the reasons outlined. Although I think that's a bit harsh because it was never meant for the mass market at $3,500, that is. Microsoft's HoloLens 2 was the leading device before it that was used by a bunch of enterprises, but that ultimately got canned in 2024 as well. So Samsung Electronics, they've just released their Galaxy AR headset late last year, and that's designed to rival the Vision Pro. It's crucially much cheaper at $1,800, but at that price tag, that's still going to limit mass consumer adoption. It's only available in the US and South Korea at the moment. It should be rolled out to more markets this year, so we can see how it does then.
Yeah, sure. And what's your outlook for the AR industry from here, from what we just covered?
So a big challenge for the AI industry to overcome is for vendors, as we've alluded to in my previous answer, to really meet the hype their devices generate and make them commercially successful. Now, this will require fundamental improvements in the underlying technology, but it's also about establishing and communicating effectively what are the clear use cases for these devices. Why should consumers or enterprises buy them? For AI smart glasses, their use for enterprises is clear, providing hands-free guidance and support for remote collaboration, as is already the case today. But for consumers, it's less clear. So they won't replace smartphones, but they could complement them with augmented assistance for things like navigation assistance on the move. There are still really questions over whether such features would justify your average consumer buying a device. And of course, there's big ongoing privacy concerns over smart glasses more broadly. If we look at AR headsets, I think the long-term potential for consumers is really an immersive at-home entertainment in areas like film and TV and gaming. Apple's Vision Pro already made a big play of immersive video formats for things like music concerts, and certain kind of short, limited films, TV shows. But this is really a niche area. And then for enterprises, it's in remote collaboration, training, and advanced visualizations.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And just a small question to link up on what you said before that these AR headset have bulky designs. My last question is, do you see investments in the design of them to get them more ergonomic in a way?
Yeah, I mean this is an ongoing focus for not just AR headset vendors but also AR smart glasses vendors, right? To make their designs lighter, look more stylish. There's huge challenges around kind of achieving that. So, for example, challenges around dissipation. So obviously for example, if you're in a kind of any smart glasses, they can't get too hot on your head. But yeah, there's definitely been improvements on this front. The glasses today definitely, for example, look more stylish than they did some years ago. So yeah, we'll see continued investments to really improve the designs, and obviously that's a key factor in their increased commercial potential.
Thank you very much for your introduction. Nilesh, you've been working closely with our mining team. I'm curious now about how the mining sector is adopting this technology that Jordan just gave us an introduction, and for what? Like, for example, we know that mining is a very skilled job, one of the most hazardous one, and also that requires a lot of training. Have you seen any mining companies adopting AR? Let's start for training purposes, but of course you can expand as much as you like. My question.
Yeah, so first, on a whole, augmented reality is becoming increasingly important in the mining industry, thanks to its ability to enhance safety, increase efficiency, and improve decision making in fast-paced, hazardous, and complex environments. The technology's ability to overlay digital data onto real-world operations can help workers visualize and understand complex underground layouts and enhance situational awareness by alerting users to flag danger zones. But other than that, AR offers additional benefits, including its uses for training, which is what I'm going to focus on today. For some context, mining is home to one of the most challenging work environments, whether due to operating high-tech machinery or the significant safety risks that workers may face. Because of this, the industry has long faced core labor issues, including an aging workforce, labor shortages, and underskilled workers. According to a Shell report, 86% of mining executives say it's harder to recruit and retain the talent they need. Augmented reality can help address this issue by improving training and upskilling workers so they can perform tasks with minimal issues. Immersive Technologies, an Australian company, is a good example of how augmented reality and virtual reality are transforming training in high-risk industries like mining. In September 2024, the company unveiled IM360 Plus, a platform that lets trainees practice in realistic virtual underground environments before ever setting foot on a real site. The main takeaway here is the application of a new technology, in this case being AR, to create safer, faster, and more consistent training. Thanks to AR's improved training initiatives, people can build confidence, learn procedures, and be assessed in a controlled setting, reducing exposure to hazards and improving readiness. IM360 Plus builds on the company's long history in simulation-based training, reflecting a broader industry move towards immersive technologies to support onboarding, compliance, and operational performance.
Thanks, Nilesh. That was really interesting. Now, finally, we're moving to Valentina. Hi, Valentina. You've been spending time working with our construction team in global data, and a very similar question to the one I asked Nilesh. Are the use cases in construction similar to those in the mining world, or they differ a bit? So can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, so construction companies are borrowing safety training techniques from sectors like mining to prepare workers for hazards. For instance, in 2024, China State Construction Engineering Corporation used augmented reality and virtual reality simulations at its Guangzhou Fangbai Intercity Line project so workers could rehearse emergency responses under pressure. In construction, augmented reality becomes especially powerful when paired with building information modeling, which is a shared three-dimensional digital model containing all project details. This combination allows the design to be overlaid at full scale on the real build, letting managers compare what was planned with what was actually built, eliminating guesswork or reliance on drawings.
Okay, so safety is one of the benefits, but you would say that construction is mainly for modeling
Yes.
the building or the type of construction they're doing. And if I'm understood right, and do you have any examples of where this, let's say, combination of augmented reality technology and building modeling has been used successfully?
Yeah, so with the combination, that overlay helps catch early mistakes like misaligned pipes, misplaced openings, or clashes among mechanical, electrical, and plumbing work. For example, from October 2022 to July 2023, on a $500 million data center in the Netherlands, the contractor used XYZ Reality Atom headset for over 900 surveys and discovered 114 errors. And this helped them avoid almost $1.6 million in rework costs.
Oh, that's really good. And it's, of course, cost is important, but also at the same time, like the loss of resources and time. So if you save time, it's always all better. And in your research, have you seen any use cases that are unique to construction and can, in a way, help streamlining the workflows?
Yeah, so I've seen that within construction, augmented reality can help advance warning of schedule delays. So, mobile augmented reality tools such as Gamma AR running on tablets or smartphones can let inspectors spot projection mismatches immediately and know exactly where corrections are needed, rather than uncovering problems through internal reports after work has progressed too far. For example, in 2024, Baston Cook Construction used Gamma AR on a large hospital project, and inspectors documented progress in real time, overlaying the building information model via mobile devices, which helped keep the schedule tight by immediately highlighting deviations in installation that might have otherwise caused delays. Lastly, another example of it being unique within construction that I've seen, augmented reality being used is particularly in design and client engagement stages. So in 2024, an Australian-based startup called Life Science Plans launched augmented reality walkthrough services that lets clients explore and edit building designs at real scale before construction. So that reduces risk and cost. So, for example, I've seen it offers white wireframes, texture wireframes, and photorealistic experiences for different visualization needs, including off-plan property sales. So this overall shows that augmented reality in construction extends into design review and decision making as well as safety.
Thanks everyone for those instant insights. As always, you can find out more about our reports on augmented reality on our Intelligence Center and in the episode description. Thanks all for listening, and from us in Strategic Intelligence, see you next time.